Hello guys, most of you know me, but for those who don't, I'm Carla from Lunar Ascension, and this is the preparatory video for our forgiveness ritual, which is going to happen on the 22nd of September. And for those of you who don't know, but I'm sure many of you noticed, this is the equinox. And you know, I didn't really have a logical reason to put this on the equinox. It was more of an intuitive decision. It was something I felt. And then I did find a video by Satguru, which I'm going to link here in the event page. And I think that this gives perfect reasoning to why on the equinox. But essentially, and I recommend you do watch this video, it's not very long. Essentially, he talks about on the equinox, all of the energies come into balance. And so we have the best potential for transcendence on this day. And so it is really a great day for us to let go of things that are no longer serving us. And so firstly, I'd like to just say congratulations, because in joining this ritual, you have made the choice to forgive and to let go. And you know, sometimes when terrible things have happened to us and people have done us wrong, and maybe it's an institution you want to forgive, maybe it's not a person, you know, often we can feel that they don't deserve our forgiveness, but at the end of the day, we end up carrying that bitterness around, and it actually manifests as disease in our bodies. And so this is a really great reason to forgive and let go and move forward. Why? Because you are a worthy being. You deserve happiness. You deserve freedom. You deserve to move forward with love in your heart. You deserve to be a happy, whole, and complete being. And forgiveness is an essential part of spiritual well-being, physical well-being, emotional well-being, all of these things. So, I think the first thing that you need to do is choose who you're going to forgive in this ritual. I would recommend that you focus on one person or one event or one thing that happened to you, and maybe for some of you the necessity is actually self-forgiveness. Maybe you made a mistake and you've been eating yourself up with guilt, and it's time to stop punishing yourself as well. You also deserve the forgiveness. So whoever it is you're deciding to forgive, bring that into your intention. It's time to choose and select what thing, because obviously many of us have more than one thing to forgive, and I would recommend that you just focus on one thing. Maybe you choose the biggest thing, maybe you start with the smallest thing. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you feel ready for. For some of you, there are things that you need to forgive that are so big that this ritual's not going to be enough for you, or ceremony, whatever preference of terminologies. And that's okay as well. The thing is, I'm not going to try and pretend to you that I'm going to cast some magic over you and make all your problems go away. You are the one who does this releasing. You are the one that does this magic. What is amazing about coming together and having this guidance is all of our energy together. This creates so much power. And yes, it is nice to just have someone holding your hand through it. And so I've done a lot of forgiveness work in my past. There's been so much I've needed to forgive. And you know what? There is still stuff I need to forgive and let go of. And so I'm also going to be partaking in the ceremony. I'm not only going to be leading. And yeah, I really am looking forward to doing this work with you guys. So please know that it's not just something you listen in on. It's something that you need to actually participate in. It's something that you need to sit with, and it's something you need to be ready and willing for. If you are not ready to do this forgiveness, you can use the ritual to help you get to a point of readiness to release. So just in terms of what you're going to need, none of it is 100% essential, but I really would like for you to try and have some of these items. Of course, you can just visualize whatever we're speaking through instead of using the physical objects as well if you don't have access to these things. The power of your imaginal space, the power of your imagination is more than adequate for what you need. So candles, the more the merrier, guys. We love candles, we love candles. But I really would love to bring in the 4 elements into this space. For those of you who know me, I do work a lot with magical practice, and so for me working with the elements is very important, but this is also very powerful in terms of looking at all sorts of different legacies and traditions, and even in the Bible, the Christian Bible, God created man from the earth, and the earth was created from the breath of God, air, and fire and water, and these elements were already existing, and then earth was made from these things, and then man was made from the earth body. And I'm going to reference Greg Braden's book, which I'm currently reading, The God Code. Very nice. So it's really nice to see actually how, you know, even though maybe this is more aligned with a witchcraft or magical practice, that you can really invoke these elements through any form of religion. So it's not really about religion here, it's about bringing yourself into a space of releasing, of letting go. And we can trick our minds and our subconscious into doing this through moving through symbolic action, ritual practice, and visualization. So candles, a lighter, some paper and a pen. I would like for you to bring a little bit of an earth element through. A lot of you guys will have crystals, so crystals is a great way to bring the earth element in. But if you don't have access to this, you can bring some beach sand, you can collect some sand just from outside, that's also fine. But just try and bring in some of that earth element. And we want a cup of water, or a glass of water, which you will also be drinking. So if you're like me and you only drink spring water, make sure it's some spring water. And if you would like, this one is totally optional, not necessary at all, but if you have a specific person that you need to forgive, maybe you have a photograph of that person or an item from that person or something that reminds you of that person, it'll really just help for you to invoke the spirit of that person. And then release it. And so just a couple other little things. Accept where you are right now. There's no use beating yourself up because you're in a state of unforgiveness, or there's no use getting annoyed or frustrated. Maybe you've tried to let go, maybe you've tried to forgive so many times. It's okay, just accept where you are on this journey. And even if this ceremony isn't the final time you need to go through this forgiveness process about this one person, maybe it is, but the thing is, you getting frustrated with the process is really, it's just going to block you further. So just surrender to where you are right now. It's absolutely okay for you to be where you are right now. And it's powerful that you are willing to do this work. And that is enough. You are enough. You are powerful. You are amazing. And you absolutely can do this for yourself and for those around you. Because when we carry around grudges and we carry around guilt, deep-seated resentment, then we become toxic human beings also for those that we love, for those that we spend time with, even our friends. I think that's all I need to say for now. So I'm going to add in a list at the bottom just so that you can make sure you have the things that you need in terms of a space. I know everyone's got different space to work with, but I'd really like, obviously, it's quite important for you to have an internet connection, so it might not be so logical to be outside in the elements, but at some point when you take these tools, you can reenact this ritual in a nature space. This is very powerful in your garden, under the moon, this kind of thing. Really very powerful to do it outdoors. But yes, I will be doing this indoors, so that I have the Wi-Fi as well. And of course, if you're going to be live streaming, then yes, this does make more sense. But it would be really nice for you to have a space where you can at least move around a little bit. So just maybe if you have to move a table out the way or a chair, I just would like for you to be able to do some body movement as well in the space, and then have a comfortable seat to sit on. It's totally up to you. I always prefer to be on the floor. I do all of my recording on the floor, all of my readings on the floor. I like to be closer to the earth, but maybe for some of you it's more comfortable to be in a chair. So at some point we will settle and sit for a while with our eyes closed. So make sure you have something comfortable. Maybe you want a pillow. If it's cold, I think we're getting a bit warmer in the south, but getting a little bit colder in the north, so just make sure you have enough warmth and comfort. If you wanted to burn some incense, this is a really great thing to add into the whole space. It really is a great way to just transform the energy in a space and to take you into a zen place within yourself, a nice and peaceful and calm environment. So whatever elements you would like to bring in that are empowering for you, please bring those through. Maybe you have other sacred objects that you want to be in the space. Maybe you build some kind of a circle that you can sit in. And of course, it is the most useful if you are able to close the door if you're living with other people, so that you don't get disturbed. Maybe if you have kids, you can get your partner to watch the kids, or maybe the in-laws, or even if you would like, you can try and get the kids to participate. Maybe they need to forgive brother and sister, or even mom and dad. But yeah, obviously if it's unavoidable for you to be interrupted, then that's just life, and you can flow in and out, and you can try again to enter back into the space. But if it cannot all be avoided, it would be really great if you're not interrupted during this process, so that you can really just sit and be with yourself and really do the releasing. It's an absolute honor to do this work with you, and I really look forward to it. With love, beautiful souls.